Hello, 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 hello. Hey, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to another episode of Messy Observations. Because I'm just observing some shit, right? I'm just observing some shit. Walk with me here. Walk with me here as we observe some shit. Hello, everybody. Please hit the thumbs up button as you come into the place, please. And welcome. So let's get started, shall we? Yeah, and who is this person here? That's Hershey, the panel killer, who's over there killing a panel right now. So, okay, in this messy observation, right, there's a few things, few little things that make you go, And I always had this same issue, same thing, same issue, same problem all the damn time, right? Why do you allow someone to always ask you intrusive questions about your relationships or situations that the interviewer or the interviewee does not allow you to ask the same questions about his ass? Hey, queen, boom. I'm just trying to understand. Help me understand the bullshit. He can ask you all types of questions to get all into your business, but you can't ask him shit about Mark. We can't ask no questions. I'm just trying to help me understand the bullshit. I get it. He could, if he asked him for an interview, he's giving an interview. Whatever. But whenever you ask him questions, it's on mute. Why is that? Why do people always have to sit there and tell their business, but yet you ask you a question and it's on mute? Are you still with Mark? Crickets. I mean, you tried that little thing earlier where hello, Mark, hello, Mark. As we were supposed to believe that. But I mean, I'm not understanding. And let me calm down for y'all be saying I'm mad, because I'm not mad. This stuff does not make me mad. Okay, so let's be very clear. I am not mad because somebody had a comment that I'm mad and I seem upset about stuff. Like, no, I'm just giving my observation. Yes, sometimes it's a little passionate. Okay, but I'm trust me, I'm not mad. It's definitely not enough to ever make me mad. Yeah, I mean, no, lovely one. I'm confused. I'm trying and really getting up all in the business. There's not even a question where it's like, oh, this may be too intrusive. Please let me know if this is too intrusive. No, you asking the question anyway. You don't give a damn. And as you watch the numbers climb. But that's what I'm saying about to the people. Yeah, the man may have a larger platform, but like, go on your own platform and air your own grievances. Stop giving. It's just like we talked about this quote unquote strike shit. It's the same thing with this shit. Stop looking at people and their numbers thinking you'll get a larger audience by going to somebody who's a larger content creator to spill your business. Actually, no, the opposite will happen. The people won't come to your channel. They'll continue to go to the other person's channel and wait for you to come up there to spill more bullshit. Like, get it. You're being played here. And you making somebody else money. I don't give a fuck what's going on with Castro Cannon and Tommy or whatever. That's their business, right? And if they choose to share it, again, that's their prerogative. But why not make that lucrative for yourself? Right? And then you got fucking moldy ass Hershey up there talking shit, a panel killer for one. And like you can't even talk. I don't know if you've been drinking on the sauce and shit. The word is alcohol. Okay. The other word you was trying to say is abusive. I mean, we can go down the list because you was having a tough time here. I'm confused with you. I really am. You got enough problems, right, to be worried about two men's relationship and what kind of dynamic they have. Whatever dynamic they have is for them. We trying to pray to God that you still sitting up in there breathing in that mold in your lungs. That's what we trying to figure out, honey. We trying to figure out if you don't live there, honey, why you ain't went on camera like you went to go show that there was no mold and there was still a fucked up ceiling. Why haven't you, ma'am, shown yourself in your dwelling? Oh, never mind. We figured it out. That is your dwelling, which is fine. I mean, you have a place to lay your head, even if it is moldy. It's a place to lay your head. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. You have so much stuff to pay attention to your damn self, and you focused on the wrong things. I think that's the problem with a lot of you. You're focused on the wrong things, right? Now, instead of being someone who yourself, right, has introduced, because mind you, let's be very clear, nobody was chasing after the identity of Jay Wilson's partner. Jay Wilson did a whole interview with his partner and introduced his partner to us all, right? So then, therefore, when that happened, of course, you open the floodgates for people to find out, investigate, and do all of that, which they did, right? Which caused you to then, in turn, learn to not talk about or publicize your relationship on here for people to then be critical of your situation. Then why would you then, in turn, do the same thing to somebody that you yourself said is an issue on YouTube? And continue to ask questions and probe and pry into something that if somebody did that to you, you wouldn't answer a damn thing. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? I'm just trying to understand. Like, what's the point? What are we getting at? If you don't like people prying into your relationship and your personal thing you got going on, and you don't have any answers, don't do that to other people. What they choose to share is their business. Yes. But why must you always be the one prying and poking in other people's relationship? But when the mirror is turned on you, you don't have no comment. You will leave and go away and disappear for a couple days until it all dies down and come back. Right. I mean, exactly. It's the do as I do, not as I say. Yeah. It's like, it's crazy. It really does suck. Like, why do you do that? But then you wonder why people look at you the way that they do, and they don't look at you with reverence, as you're supposed to be irreverent or whatever the fuck you call yourself. This is why. This is exactly why. But it's true tactics of a church queen, right? It's true tactics of what you really are. Oh, gossipy church queen. You can talk shit about other people and their things and their situations, but lo and behold, oh Lord, if they start talking about you, it's an issue. Then people are ganging up on you. People worried about why you doing this and this, that, and the other. No. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you can probe, then people can probe and pry on you. But you don't like that. That's you don't like that. That's, oh, this is my business. It's my business. But it's their business too. And no tea, no shade to nobody. With all due respect, there's a disconnect there. You know what I'm saying? And they're utilizing that because Tommy ain't all that correct upstairs. And you're playing with that. And all these people around there thinking, that's funny. And, digging the juice, digging the details, give me more tea. But if that was you, Somebody was doing that to you. You would refuse to answer. Why not give that young man the same respect that you would demand? Regardless of his mental capabilities or lack thereof, why not give him that respect? But for you, it's about the numbers and bringing the people in and making revenue for yourself. Now, the cash apps you're going to get from that, will you turn around and then share it with Tommy and Castro? Absolutely not. No, you won't. And I know firsthand you won't, because that's not how you are. That's not even how you operate. Now, you can go and tell your people, oh, subscribe to Tommy and Castro. But what does that do when the people ain't going to go visit? When they're not actually going to go pay attention to their channels? Absolutely nothing. So it's like, yo, when are we going to start being real about it, you know, and stop playing? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Why do we do that? Why do you do that? Again, supposed to be a minister of music, but a minister nonetheless. I'm trying to figure out. Because any other time you'll throw that shit up in somebody's face with you being a minister and having a ministerial degree or certificate, you know, or whatever of divinity and whatever other, you know, classes of that you've taken. But is this the behavior of said person? To make fun of or poke at the infirmities of others? I'm sorry, I missed, you know, and I was an avid Sunday school goer, even taught at one point. So I'm trying to figure out, I don't recall that being in that good old book. I don't recall that. I really don't. I don't recall anything that you're doing right now, anything of a person who is of ministry. I don't. Now, ministry of bullshit, yeah, of course. Ministry of this is what we do here, that, all of that. But not someone who came on here professing and proclaiming to be a minister of the Lord. I don't see it. Somebody help me. I don't see it. Because you're the same person that you won't talk anything about where you and Mark's relationship is. Why we haven't heard from Mark? How's Mark doing? Why can't we hear from Mark? Why can't Mark come on here drunk as a skunk and telling your business? Why is that not possible? Why are we not concerned that you getting your ass beat? Since you're so concerned if Castro's getting his ass beat and they're in a domestic relationship, a domestic violence relationship, why are we not concerned that you may be in a domestic violent relationship? We remember that time when he told you to get the fuck off the computer. Oh, we ain't gonna talk about that. When Mark yelled, get the fuck off the computer, or, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but basically get your ass off that computer. We ain't going to talk about that. We're not even going to talk about the domestic relationship, the domestic violence relationship you got with your own pet. When Lyric put her paws on you, we ain't going to talk about that either. We ain't going to talk about that. Oh, yeah, Tina B, he sure did. That's a while ago, though. They were supposed to be going somewhere, and he had to get it out. He had to be online, and you could hear Mark on in the background like, yo, we gotta go. Like, you know, like, get the fuck off and shit. I'm like, oh. Everybody talked about it for a little bit. They're like, oh, did you hear Mark in the background yelling at him? But yeah, it's like nobody, like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And if they are going through their situations, as a minister, right, who is known to counsel people, but this is the same person that will talk about people on their deathbed or talk about dead people, that he's supposed to be ministering music to a family in comfort, in mourning, and get right on live talking about the people and the family and what the lady looked like in the casket. I'm trying to understand. That's not what we do. That's not what we do. If you're trying to portray this person of a godly scent, it's not what we do, sir. Make it make sense. And then, moreover, that the person is not fully mentally on the up and up. Why would you then do this? Right? That makes it even worse. Here, you the oldest person in the room, acting the youngest. It's not becoming. It's really not. So then stop calling yourself Minister J. Wilson, Pastor. Stop doing that. Just be J. Wilson. The queen we love to hate, or whatever you want to call yourself. But definitely stop being that. Stop being that. I'm just saying, please. Sorry, because I'm getting text messages, but stop being that, because what you're doing right now is not like, that's not even cool. On some real shit. First of all, he's drunk as a skunk, which extra exacerbates the situation. He's not on the up and up. Cut it out. Stop it. You know you wouldn't want nobody else asking you questions like that if the shoe was on the other foot, or asking Mark questions that were invasive and invading your privacy. Why the fuck would you do it? Right? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Don't be mad when people do it to you and talk about you're not going to talk about it. That's your business, blah, 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 blah. But you then do this to other people. And all as YouTube, we all content and all that other bullshit. If we all content, then you content too. You don't not become content because you feel like you're better than. No, you become content as well. So again, if we're asking Castro if he's in a safe environment and if he's safe, and all these people asking, well, are you safe? We need to know, are you safe? Is Jay Wilson safe? Do we know if Jay Wilson is safe? Are we sure? Right. You wanting to know if they married, or are they planning to get? Are you planning to get married? Have you and or Mark got on one knee to, confess one love for one another? Right? Or is that why you work so hard? Trying to get that money together to get them rings, them QVC rings. Come on, man. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. It's really messed up that you're doing this to these people and you know that man, he ain't all there. And again, no disrespect. I'm not being disrespectful at all. But we know that man ain't all there. And you keep prying and you keep pulling, and I only seen a few minutes of it. Enough's enough. Enough is enough. Man, cut the shit. Because the minute we start asking questions about where's Mark, like where is Waldo, you have an issue. But you can be so disrespectful to this man that it's unbecoming. It really don't make no sense. I would dare not put minister anything in front of, behind, with, adjacent to, connected with, near your name at all. At all. You display nothing of ministry. Not of Christian ministry, of that old, of some bullshit, of course. Bullshit, of course. But nothing of true ministry that you're doing right now. That's absolutely ridiculous. And if I was a person in ministry, I would be appalled sitting up here watching you do this to these two young men and thinking you being entertaining, but you can't be transparent and entertaining about your own shit. Again, like that book says that you covet so well, let he without sin cast the first stone. Meaning, in very layman's terms, if you can't talk about your own bullshit, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. There are people that care about Castro. There are people that care about Tommy. And I'm sure they're concerned now that you want to bring in, they possibly could be in a domestic situation because you're throwing this stuff out here. Just the same way you figured out how you worked your relationships, and when you decided to come out finally and live in your truth, let these young men figure it out. And if you're going to be supportive, then counsel these young men privately as you should, if that you feel like that's necessary. But doing this, what you're doing is bullshit, Jay Wilson. It's bullshit. Because again, if they can't ask you about your relationship and who you with, whomever Mark this is, or Mark the Phantom, Mark the Ghost, Mark we ain't never seen since that last trip in Vegas where you didn't claim that nothing was working so you can get some money back, that cheap skate trip with Mark, and we still don't know if y'all were together, if the chip was just playing before you broke up, so you decided to go on the trip anyway and just do your thing. Because truth be told, if in fact you were with the man, then he should have been with you when you went on that boat. That way you wouldn't have been doing those excursions by yourself, looking all sad and lonely till people had to be like, hey, no, come with us. Right? But again, we don't want to talk about that because that's nothing to talk about. Well, this is nothing to talk about either. I mean, yeah, of course, we know Mark's been gone, but that's the point. If you're going to sit here and then be kind of poking and prying into other people's relationship and what they got going on, how about you poke and pry in your own first? So then that way people know that, oh yeah, no, he's transparent because he's transparent with us because he tells us, about his situation, what he got going on. So when he's asking questions, I know it's coming from a place that's genuine, not a place of mess. Right? Not a place of mess and garbage. Oh, and he's not the only one. We got some other messy observations to handle. So just flow with me here when I'm finished with this, because I'm just about done with him. So yeah. So again, change that up. Change that up, because that's BS. Right? Start talking about your own situation. What did you get for Christmas from Mark? What did Mark get you for Christmas? Huh? What you get each other? Have Mark do a cameo so we know he's still living and breathing. And not just a Mark, that's you. Because clearly if you're on here using your phone, then why would it ring and you be able to say Mark and we could hear you? Like, it's just like, who are you playing with? Play them games with somebody else. Ooh. Not, I ain't even going. Is he the ministry of the roach? I'm not going there. I didn't see it, but I did see a picture of it. But yeah, I mean, it's just, like, man, stop it already. Cut it out. Because it's foolishness, right? It is absolutely foolishness. So with that, moving right along to some other messy observations. So I heard a couple days ago, what was that? Okay. So I heard a couple days ago that I received a notice, a little kite, that don't, oh Lord, me, Nate. How you doing, brother Nate? Happy holidays to you. Hopefully you had a great Christmas. Now, I received a notice that somebody had an issue with something I wrote in their chat, right? This person being Ronnie the Q. Now, let's track back to the reason. And so, like, I like to always make sure we have a full story, right? Before we start accusing people of doing things and why they did things, that there is a full story so you know the whole reason why things were said. Now, did I write the word shit in the chat? Yes, but there was a reason to it. And yes, I could have put the little hyphens and all the other characters to do that. However, it was early in the morning. I was getting ready for work, and I just heard it and was like, well, why would you say that for what I said, but not? So anyway, let's go back. So real quick, it was the day after I was responding back to what the gorilla said. I responded, went back and forth, and then it stopped. So then the next morning, I just knew, because she was doing her morning live, that he was going to, drop down, and she was going to praise him about what such a good job he did, right? Because I just wanted to see if, in fact, the support was genuine and you were just going to be non-biased, right? And just be completely objective to both sides, not catering one to the other. So I just said, let me just see. So I just hung in the balcony. And immediately he drops. And I wait a couple minutes and I don't say nothing. I'm just there, just a listening. And she said, I heard the exchange you and Captivating Christian had. And the shit he was saying, I said, shit I was saying? So I responded and said, shit? What you mean shit? You mean facts? And I said that to say, and I dropped down to let that be known that, oh, we playing the bias game. We playing the kiss ass game. That's what we playing. Now, granted, you can like who you like, but you can just say, you could have simply just said, I heard what he was saying. I didn't understand where it was coming from. That's what you could have said. But you said shit. Like, what he wasn't saying was some bullshit. So then I was like, oh, okay, we playing that game. Now, was I being disrespectful in any way? No, I was just repeating what you said because you said it. So now we're trying to find out why are we giving that to what I said? Then I figured, oh, okay, because you kissing the ring. Now you just want him to know that you're kissing the ring, and oh yeah, this is what it is. I'm saying this to let you know that I totally disagree with what he's saying too. And to me, that's like, oh, that's real fucked up. That is, because I get it. Again, you can like who you like, but you can definitely choose your words wisely to make sure that it's not coming off as you kissing the ring. But then, of course, that's to be expected. You did the same thing to Duchess. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But yeah, so that was the true reason. And then I'm trying to figure out why days later, weeks later, you had an issue with it. Because you said it then and nobody was really biting. So then you had to say it again, I guess, since Brian had an issue with what I said. So then you had to repeat it So people again was wondering, well, why is she talking about that happened weeks ago? So again, trying to create an issue with me, it's not working. Not when I didn't give you an issue to have with me. Because it was not one to be had. I just had a question of a word you already used in your own chat. Now I get it. I could have used the characters, but you had already said it. So if you're trying to go by, oh, it may be unmonetized because the word was dropped, you already used the word. So if they were going to unmonetize it, they would go by what you said first rather than a word that was in the chat. You've been on YouTube long enough to know that. Right? So then what's the problem? And again, I don't have issues with people that I don't have issues with. To me, that's stupid. I'm not here, swinging and banging. Oh, your turn, your turn, your turn, your turn. That's not even how I operate. I don't operate in those spaces. So please, right? Issue. Get this as a oops, my bad, because you only get one. I could have used the characters, but I was more confused at why was I saying shit and his wasn't shit. Because you could have easily said, well, the both of them, the both of y'all were saying. I was confused. I didn't know where it was coming from. That's not what you said. You know exactly what you said and why you said it. And then what made it more so very clear to me is because after I dropped down and said that, you didn't even touch it. You didn't go into no detail. You stammered and skipped and muttered and stuttered and stammered until you started talking about something else. And I said, oh, yeah, guilty feet have no rhythm. Huh? We was about to go in, huh? We was about to have a good old field day. On what? On what? Again, if you're going to do commentary, watch everything. Listen to everything. Don't go around picking a side, because you go around picking a side, you might pick the wrong side. Either you're going to be unbiased or just keep your mouth closed and keep your opinion to yourself. Right? An opinion. Everybody got one. They like assholes. That's how the saying goes. But why? Just chill out. Stay out of it and keep it to yourself. Keep your opinion to yourself. That's it. That's all. Now, if you want to create something from this little response, have at it. Join the club. Take a number. Apparently, everybody likes to create something from somebody just responding to what has already been put out. So I don't understand. So here we go. Now, Brian, good old Brian. Brian, I don't have an issue with you, sir. So I don't know why you had an issue with my response. Hey, it's just Trish. What's going on? I don't know why you had an issue with my response to you and what you had out there. Now I get it. You may not have liked my viewpoint, but I'm entitled to that. Just like you would be entitled to your viewpoint, and I wouldn't feel a way about how you viewed my synopsis of y'all situation. Now, let's make a few things clear, because I caught wind because I didn't listen to it. I chose not to because I didn't want to be in a headspace of just responding in a way that was just not my normal self, which is cool, calm, and always collected. Now, so let's get into a little bit of what your issue may have been with what I said, right? Now, my whole thing just came from the outside looking in, right? And as a friend, if that's your friend, then there's just a certain level of like respect and privacy that your friendship should have, right? That's without saying. Now, all the other stuff, yeah, it was jokes and funny, and all that busting nuts and stuff. That's just jokey. Like, really, seriously, I don't understand how a lot of you are on here and y'all talk the most shit and y'all give your own commentaries and opinions on a lot of shit, but you're very sensitive, right? You're too sensitive. Get out your feelings, okay? Because it's not that serious. We're just having fun, cracking jokes, making a little funny, right? I don't get it. I don't get it. And like, Honest Row and you guys was over there and you kept trying to pry, like, look at it. And people was not really going with you looking at it. And like Ro said, which I didn't feel it was a dig. Well, I don't watch him, so I'm not going to go over there and listen to what he has to say about me. That's fine. That is fine. Honest Row, you are entitled. You are very much entitled to do whatever it is that you see fit. But my opinion still stands because you make it right for me all the time. Why do you continue to let these people use you for their content? And you're a willing participant, and yet you don't make any revenue for yourself. Now, you had an issue with me talking about whatever condition or living condition you're in. I don't know. I'm just saying. I was just saying, just strictly out of just for the fact that the revenue that you would be making, you giving it to somebody else. That's just a fact. Again, unlike all these other people, I don't do all this making up fairy tales and shit to be funny or to lie roast on somebody. That's a fact. You're not going to see any of that money you just gave Jay Wilson for your expose between you and Brian, talking about y'all trip, not going, who's not going, why you're not going, what possibly was the makeup or breakup. Because the thing about it is, a lot of them know that y'all are looking for numbers. And you think because the people have the higher numbers that they can spread out to a wider audience that will then have people coming to you. But the reality is, again, if they're at his channel, why would they come to your channel? What reason would they have to come to your channel if you're going to go there and talk your shit on his channel anyway? There's no point. It's pointless. So yes, you do look foolish going over there, telling all your business instead of going on your own channels and doing it back and forth or duking it out however you choose on your own channels. Yes, you look foolish. But if you can't take someone telling you that, you're overly sensitive. Now, and I'm sorry that a lot of these people out here won't tell you the truth. They tell you what you want to hear, what you think you want to hear, just so, they can continue to feed off of you. That's a whole different check your circle, check your people. But unfortunately, I'm not that type of person. Whether I'm a friend to you or not, if I see something, I speak on it. Sometimes I don't, if I don't choose to. But I really just felt it important that trying to understand, why do you guys always do that? And you always do it on somebody else's thing and not your own. You're not making any revenue for yourself. Again, if we're all co-workers, as some people say, then I don't make my co-workers money. I may make the company money, but I don't make my co-workers a dime. And that's good. Just great. You should make revenue. But a lot of people don't. Because they choose to follow and do stuff on the people with numbers because they figure I'm gonna get some of that audience to come over there to me. They're not coming. They're not coming. They will sit right there and wait for you to bullshit on his channel yet again, so then they can say, oh, they at it again. Let me sit right here on his channel and watch y'all go back and forth. They don't care nothing about that. A leader of what? I mean, I don't think so. I, what commentary would he be leading? Nobody said Roe was slow. I'm not saying that. I'm really just saying that there's something there, but it ain't of a mindset of a don't do Roe. I'm not doing Roe at all. That's not my thing. You can stop with all the capitals though. There's no reason to yell, right? No one's doing Roe and no one said Roe was slow. Here we go with all of this. With all of this, I'll in a second, Trish, because I'm not trying to derail this, but yeah. So with that, going back to my point, yeah. So Brian, nobody was coming after you. I was giving my commentary just like we all do, right? And we can take the good or the bad and, throw the bones out with the bathwater. I don't know. But please don't be so sensitive. It wasn't even bad. I mean, if you truly listen to it, I didn't see where it was like gut worthy the way you was going about it, but it really wasn't that bad. Now, yes, I do understand that you're entitled to give your response however you choose to give your response to something I said, right? But the way you was like, you ain't got to put my name in no title because it's not going to get my attention. I don't operate like that. I understand. I understand that you're going to do it, but it's not gonna that don't move me. So you were not gonna get my attention that way. I didn't even watch it. Um, and yeah, some people did send it to me, but I didn't even bother to look at it. And that's no disrespect to you. Just yeah, just no. That's not how you get my attention. How you get my attention is just talking. You hit the link and you talk. You state your opinion because that's what you wanted to do. State your viewpoint. I understand. Hey, Reed, what's going on? How are you? What did it say? No, it didn't. Why didn't it post? And all right, so the link is there. Yeah. So being that you haven't been here before, if you do hit the link, Trish, do note that you can be you could say your viewpoint, um, but just be respectful. All right.
Smash it. I'm always respectful.
How are you? Hello.
Those eyebrows are everything. Like, you don't know. I have a thing. I don't care if it's man, woman. If your eyebrows are lit, you won me. So smash it for captivate.
Okay. Well, thank you for my eyebrows. I do think, um, yes, you needed the link drop because you had
Yes,
something.
I did, because I wanted to clear some things up, right?
Okay.
I definitely feel that everyone has their journey and they come into their own during their own time, their own will. through their experiences, nurture, and we're online. No one gets real nurture, as you explained, from being on YouTube in the Matrix. Most people are fake. They're growing pains, but not really to affect our real life. If you internalize this, it is not good. I see things in Roe that, um, first of all, I've been supporting Roe the longest, like forever, since he hit this platform. I've been his mod since day one. I was his first mod. Okay. I see things in people that maybe they don't see in themselves or others. I definitely have a gift. Yes, he has an endearing spirit, and yes, he can cuss the best of us out. And yeah, he is.
I mean, we can
Yeah,
all do that. So what are you saying in that regard?
I'm sorry.
I said we can all do that, but what do you like? What do you mean? Like
I'm
in
saying because of the chat. Your chat was basically um, kind of igniting or starting to ignite this storyline or this narrative, and you're entitled to your own opinion, captivated Christian. But if
mm,
you know,
Cap is fine.
Cap, yeah, but I don't like Cap because that means you're a liar. In New
Well,
York, when you
no.
say Cap is
Well,
lying,
I mean, I'm from New York, but no, it's just short for
yeah, you well
captivated.
then you should know that Cap means lying.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
well,
that's why I came in and said, "Hey, CC," opposed to Cap.
yeah, I get you. I got you.
Okay. So words matter. They do. Um,
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily a word, but a phrase, but I guess. But go ahead, proceed.
yes, verbiage matters. What comes out of your
Hmm.
mouth. It's all
Right,
spells,
right.
right? So,
Proceed.
what you call yourself is what evolves in the universe. I'm not a Christian. I'm just a spiritualist.
What?
So I have a lot of different viewpoints than you.
Right. Well, what I call myself is different to what I answer to. So that's. But go
But you
ahead.
have it. But you have it on your screen. Cap.
Right. Short for what I choose it to be. Now, whatever you take from that, that's on you. But that's not at all. And myself being from New York as I am, I know what the terminology in the kind of world we come from, what that would mean. But just because that doesn't mean that for me. So I'm not even gonna put that label
Right.
on
I'm
you.
not trying to put a label on you. It's the first
No,
thing
no,
I
no.
said.
I didn't say
Right.
you were.
I
I'm
don't
just
want
saying.
you to be offended by me making that analogy when that's the first thought that came to my mind.
But
And
I
for you,
understand. I understand that. I truly understand it. But how about I'm just clarifying that thought that came to your mind. Now, moving forward, when you see that, I hope not to have that thought for you with me. With somebody else, that's your business. But when it comes here, no, we don't do that.
yeah, if you keep Cap up there, it's always going to be in my mind. That's
Well,
how.
then that it'll be what that it'll be. So
Yeah,
moving
but I
forward,
like
do
to
you
call
have
you
anything else?
captivated Christian. It's a lot of
Okay.
syllables. I like calling you
You
CC.
okay? Well, then you can
I've
then
always called you CC. So,
okay. Well, then you can use whatever feels comfortable to you. But okay, moving forward, you want to finish what you were
yeah,
going to say? All right, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. You was basically asking me a question when I was in the middle of speaking regarding Roe and what did I mean by that. And I wasn't clear on what your clarity needed.
Well, because I mean, you were saying something as if we all don't do the same thing. You were saying it as
Oh
if
no, no, I'm not saying you don't do it, but I
no,
just see
no, no.
talent
I'm
in
not
Roe.
saying me.
I see talent in Roe with
I'm
this.
not speaking. I'm not speaking for me. When you saying you see talent in Roe and like, yes, he can cuss everybody out. Yes, he can do this. He can do that. Yeah, but nobody said he could not. So I'm just trying to figure out where were you going with no one
I
said that
just
he
think
could not.
people underestimate Roe. That's all.
But people underestimate a lot of people. So that's not that. But
But
that's
they
not for
do
you.
it. They,
But
they, they
again,
do
that's
it
not
very
for you.
aggressively though. They don't do. They do it passive aggressively on these YouTube streets. But
But
I've seen like an progression, if you will, of people. Because remember, I just said that I've been watching Roe and connected to him for many years now since he came on. I watched his transition and becoming more strong and being more aware of his surroundings and environment. So maybe some people are just overthinking because Ro is not like them. Because Ro and I are totally different people, right? But I don't look at him the way you just tried to describe uh, this narrative of Ro being, you know,
But
not
but
aware.
but that's the thing here. We don't have like in a perfect world, we would have the ability to like fully get to know somebody and know for ourselves completely fully knowing a person and determining for ourselves how the person is or isn't, right? Here, the only thing we go by is what we see, what has been said, and things of that nature. So we don't really get a full overall picture, right? Because we don't know any of us. Like we are all strangers here. No matter how close we think we are, unless you visit the people outside, we all strangers here. So just from what we know of certain particular things and situations, yeah, people have drawn their own conclusions. And yeah, you can champion and say, oh no, you're wrong about this person. This person's a good person. But nobody's saying, again, that he is all of these things. It's been out here that you can kind of surmise that things may be a little different in places because there's certain things that people wouldn't do. Right? So yeah, people are gonna have their opinions, and they have them. So it's not for anybody to prove to somebody, oh, he's not like that. He can continue to be him, and either care to prove or not that people think this and people think that of him. But it's just the comedy of it. A lot of times, I don't think nobody really is like, oh, he's slow, he's slow. It's just really it's comedy. Like for him to say, "Oh, my doctor said I'm not slow." How? Well, your aunt said that your doctor's not that you weren't slow. It's like, huh? What I got to do with anything? Like, who?
So okay. May I interject
Yeah.
quickly?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I understand that this is YouTube. It's a business platform on an entertainment apparatus, and
Mm-hmm.
it's all about content creation and growth. He makes me laugh. He sounds uh, off-putting to some people, but I know that Ro means what he says uh, when he says it. Words matter. If he was never ever diagnosed or
We
ever
don't know that, but we
yeah,
don't know
but
that.
he's talked about this. He's talked
We,
about this. That's how long I've watched him.
but okay, we don't know that to be true,
Well,
right?
that's true. But
We,
this goes to the point of you saying we're all on here. We don't know each other. Yada yada blah 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 blah.
right.
You could be married to somebody for 30 years and don't know that man. So or woman. You understand? There are marriages that are
30
happening right
years,
now. It depends on your life experience and who you met and who
or
you
lack
connect,
thereof.
right?
Mm-hmm.
No. It could be just his journey, who he's met. Who says that all the journey that I've gone through, he hasn't run into quality people just because he
But
doesn't have a lifestyle like
but
I do.
nobody said that. Again,
But
you're
a
saying
lack
things that nobody
thereof.
is
How do?
saying.
What do you mean a lack thereof? Everyone's human journey is their
No,
journey.
when you said life experiences,
Yeah, life
your life,
experience.
your life experiences or lack of experience can lead to different situations
Right.
that, in
I
fact, you
also
do that other people would not. So that's what I'm saying. So I get that. I get where you're going, and I truly understand. He may not have the experience like some, so he's learning. Cool, I get that. But also, what's a problem is the babying that happens, and there's a grown ass person that's grown enough to do certain shit. Then he's grown enough to then handle the consequences. You can't have it both ways. You can't baby. you know,
I'm not babying him. I
no,
don't let
I'm
Rob.
not saying you. I'm not saying you.
That's
I'm just
crazy.
saying. I'm
That's
just
crazy
saying.
work.
You, I don't know how it's crazy. There is a lot of coddling going on here. The fact that you even
So
came,
that's what I'm going to
what I'm
speak on.
saying, but the fact that you even came up here to make sure that you kind of clarify that
No,
doesn't need
because that was being
clarification.
addressed in the chat, not for you. As I was
No,
saying,
no,
with
no, no. But that's what I'm saying. But that's also what I'm saying. The
and
fact
I
that you
know
had to
how
come.
energy works is transformed. I'm very aware of it because of my successful life experience, mine. So I know how energy works. I've been on YouTube long. I've traveled the world. I deal with people. I deal with a lot of people, more people than most.
Mm-hmm,
So I'm
mm-hmm.
very aware of characters. I don't coddle him. The bottom line is, I just don't think that when people lives are in turmoil, that's what we see. A lot of capping comes on, right? And but they live it in turmoil. When they cut on the cameras, they're anything. They can speak on anything. But they'll. I refuse to throw stones if I know that I got something going on in my own personal life. That's probably it would probably be looked at the public as something of demonic. What Roe gives is not demonic. I don't see why all the
But
backlash.
again, nobody's saying that. You are saying
I'm
things
just
that
in
no
the
one
chat.
has said.
I'm just engaged in the
No,
chat and
no,
things
but
are
nobody.
said about
But
me.
that's what I'm saying. Nobody in the chat has even said that, nor have they even made that reference that anything
I
he
did.
was saying.
I did. I made
Right,
that.
exactly. You are doing that, but nobody's doing that. But all all I am saying, and this is I can only speak for me. I'm not even speaking for that. All I am saying is that he's a grown ass man. If he chooses to do whatever and it looks a certain way, that's on him. But he should know that your actions speak. So you don't have to. There's nobody has to go around and go. Well, he's not slow. He's not slow. Don't say he's slow because he's not slow. Nobody's saying that he's slow.
I'm not going around saying that. I said I don't think he's slow.
Again,
Period.
again,
But see, I am a true influencer. So when I say it, people get out of body. They get nervous. I could hear you say, Ro, all these nasty things, but when I address my opinion, people really try to change my opinion. I'm just stating my opinion. I'm not trying to change yours.
Well, but stating your opinion and telling people that what they were saying in this chat was demonic would be unfalse.
I'm a spiritualist. I
No.
feel things.
And
That's very
you feel it
dismissive
virtually.
of you to laugh at me. I've never laughed at
No,
you. And
I mean, I'm not.
I could have.
I'm
And I could have. And
I'm
I could have.
laughing. Well, I mean, we could do a lot of things. Like I could do this, and I choose to. So, have a good day. Thank you. So we could do that. So anyway, thank you, Shush Shush, for coming up to talk about absolutely nothing. Like we ain't grown to know, like, you know, it is what it is. Is there for you to watch. So if you watch it and you feel your opinion and you have your opinion, that's what it's there for. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. The back and forth is for what? If you such a spiritualist, you should have felt that spirit of me dropping your ass. That's what you should have felt. You should have felt that spirit. You should have known that spirit was coming because I don't have time for that bullshit. You could smash that. You could smash that because I'm still trying to understand. What people are going by is exactly what they see. That's it. That's it. That's all. What has been shown, what has been provided, the back and forth, all that, that is what people are going by. I mean, people could say the same about you with your, oh, this award show thing that you've been doing that hasn't moved anywhere. Now it's next year. How many years you've been postponing this award show? But then you say you're a successful businesswoman and you have many successful businesses. You can't tell. No, I mean, you. If I say so, it's not if I say so, it is. It is just that. It's not if I say so. Again, I'm not gonna do this back and forth. You do that with them other content creators, and y'all go back and forth and in circles. I'm not doing that here. I know you didn't. You wouldn't have known that because you don't visit here. For whatever reason, and that's fine. But I'm just not. That's just not my thing. That's just not my thing. You can continue to. I'm not fighting you at all. I'm not fighting you at all. And again, with the caps, you yelling, I'm not fighting you at all. I'm just saying, I'm not. It just doesn't make any. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't use. I don't even know. I mean, if we're going for attention, I'm the wrong person. I'm the wrong person. Yeah, it can be hilarious. I'm sure. I'm glad. I'm glad you are getting your whole life and your full kiki, honey. Continue to laugh on. So anyway, yeah, that was interesting thing back and forth. But again, so my only advice in that is be mindful because your first impression is everything. It's like what people say, your first impression is everything. The impression that you leave on people when you doing these things, it is what it is. And no amount of people coddling or caping or trying to convince others that something is that it isn't. It's almost like, there's something there. There's a disconnect there. Now, I can't say what it is because I'm not a licensed doctor in that way to tell you what it is. But there's something there because obviously these situations keep happening, and there's a true issue there. I mean, you had this man wanting to follow you to this award ceremony thing that remember he was going to go fly to New York, and you then didn't answer his phone calls or anything like that. So, I mean, save me with the shit of you trying to be like this. Oh, I'm trying to show people that he's not demonic. Nobody said he was demonic at all. Nobody knows the man to be demonic. There you go putting shit out there that nobody said. But again, to do what? To do what? To stir shit. To start shit. Nobody said that man was demonic. That man don't look demonic a bit more than damn near Jay Wilson. Like, come on. Like, that's being silly. Nobody said that. The point of the matter is just that. He's in situations. He puts himself in situations. He puts the information out here. So then, of course, people are going to make up their own minds by what has already been put out. The same thing is with you. People go by your reputation, by what you have put out here. So you can talk all that, you a businesswoman, you this, you that, whatever. And you may be privately. I don't know. But I know what's presented out here. And it's not saying that. So again, that's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like, again, it's all about an impression. It's all about an impression. Again, it's obviously something out there that if a person is always glutton for punishment, if somebody said, I'm always get at you, F word, and that person is always constantly over there, always constantly looking for validation from that person, there's something there. There's something there. And yeah, to make fun, because we do that, we poke, people may say slow or whatever. That's just making fun, being funny, cracking jokes, whatever. But seriously, there's something there. Like, all jokes aside, there's something there. And if you don't think so, then there may be something there with you too. Because there's no way. There's no way. Like, just don't. Like, Don't. Keep your remember that we're all viewing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't make this any more clear. We're all viewing all of these situations, and we all have our own opinions on what we see. So you can't tell a person what they're viewing. No, that's not what you're viewing. That's not true. That's not right. And I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. But it's not about judging. There we go again. We're not about judging. It's clearly about what it is. If I'm viewing it, I'm giving my observation of what the fuck is going on. Just that simple, just like you do, like anybody else. So again, you're then coddling and caping for that particular reason. Because personally, I wouldn't even be friends with you if I was him after what you did. But if he chooses to, that's his business. That's his business. So it's, again, understand, you doing all this over here does not suit no purpose, because you're not talking to somebody who doesn't know, who haven't watched. I've watched it. So I don't understand what we're talking about, or what you're talking about, really, because I'm not even cussing at you. Girl, now you're reaching for attention, honey, and I'm not giving it to you. The one's cussing at you. I didn't say shush Trish, you're BF, whatever. I didn't say that. So cursing at you, now you're reaching. Now, if you want to have a reason to go back and forth with me because you think that may be lucrative for people to watch, I don't know. But I'm telling you, you're barking up the wrong tree. So, no. Again, it is what it is. People are going to have their own impression of what they think of either him or a situation he was involved in, just like anybody would do with me or any other content creator. It is what it is. You up here trying to change the story or correct the wrong, the only person that can do that is him. And even if that was the case, people would still have their own opinions, regardless of how many times he would come out and say XYZ. It's just funny of certain things that he has said. The things have been funny. Now, whether people take him to be challenged mentally or whatever, that's their opinions. That is their opinions, and it's theirs alone. And again, there's nothing you can do to change that. Like, again, whatever opinion I have of you is mine. It's mine from what I've watched of you, and vice versa. And it is what it is. So you, again, being up here kind of trying to right or wrong, or saying people was saying he's demonic, come on, you're reaching. And I know you're a gaslighter, so I expect that from you. See how that works? You do gaslight. And it's okay. I'm not emotional, not at all. I have no reason to be emotional. You don't make me emotional, honey. You don't. Not at all. No, not emotional at all. Not at all. Girl. Yes, gaslight. You do. I watched you in people's chat. Gaslight shit. I've watched you literally gaslight. So don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. Ooh. I don't know that to be true. But yeah, anyway. Thank you for coming up. That's it. That's all. I really don't have anything else to say about that, nor am I going back and forth. Yeah, like what else next? Moving right along. Yeah, I think that was it. I think we kind of got everything. Is he a protected class? I don't know. I don't know. One would say probably so. Hey, Virginia Redbone, what's going on? But I don't know for sure. I'm not a, That's funny. That is funny. Um, any more observations? No, let's see. Uh, which put what's the name? The other one. Um, of course, anytime. What is YouTube cameras and this whole thing with YouTube cameras, Sean Bradley and all that. My observation of that whole thing, yeah, YouTube cameras. I watch you a lot, but I really think you kind of you misstepped on this one. Um, for whatever reason, you were not willing to hear what the man had to say, but whatever you thought he was saying, that's not what was said. Like, I don't know if you go back and listen to it. Like, maybe if you go back and listen to it clearly, um, yeah. And then once, of course, as it all goes, once one person starts with the insults, of course, the insults will fly out the next person's mouth with the response. So again, don't be mad at. I've heard people say, "Oh, they mad because he called her a foreigner or whatever, whatever." But if you start with insults, of course, the person is going to respond with you with said insults. I mean, that's the nature of it, right? So I'm not understanding. I'm really not understanding. Um, yeah, I am confused how she got so much in her feelings in regards to a response. Like, if you're asking a question and somebody is actually up there to answer your question, um, and then you felt slighted, you immediately go on the attack. But like I said, I've watched, and there's been plenty of people that has hit your link and have, slick shaded you, attacked you in some way, and you've never had that type of smoke for them. Now, I don't know where that came from, but it was a bit much. It was a bit much. Um, well, we are free thinkers over here, Sis Trish. I'm sorry. Um, sorry, I don't know how well. I, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, but yeah. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I think you misread this one. I really do. I really think you misread this one. I wish you would have maybe gone back and listened before you chose to respond the way in which you did. Um, because of course it would be for a lot of people. A lot of times we have to you get the kind of constructive criticism from your peers or people who subscribers. I used to get when I started early on, and I would get emails all the time. Try this, don't do this. You do this too much. You say this too much. Um, and things of that nature. And you take it. You know what I'm saying? You take it. Um, and you kind of move things around to make it constructive. Um, but you never take it personal. It's never a personal dig or an attack. So I don't know why it was taken that way. Um, I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, none whatsoever. Um, I mean, I'm not. I don't think so, but I mean, if she does, she does. But I'm just saying. I think that was misguided. I really think it was misguided, um, and it should have been. I don't know, in a clearer space. If you really listened to it, you wouldn't have felt a way. But again, once the insults start moving, it's on and on. So it is what it is. Girl, I don't understand why you. Like, seriously, girl. Again, some people think they're way too popular. You're not that popular. Go someplace else where you can be popular and do all that shit. Cause you still now you like you being annoying. You're doing far more than trolling. Now you being beside yourself. Go be beside yourself someplace else. 'Cause I'm not that person. I'm really not. But yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Like I really just don't. I don't um think you got real emotional, and sometimes when we're that way, you can't hear what the person is saying clearly to really fully grasp and take the constructiveness from what a person is saying. I don't know if it was just the person in particular that made you feel away. I have no idea, but I just think that was misguided. Um, Especially when your co-host was trying to even explain, no, that's not what he was saying. He was saying this, and you still chose to take it to the left. I don't know. Just sound like it may have been for an audience of particular individuals or viewers that may watch you. I don't know, but it was a bit odd. Um, let's see. Yeah, another messy observation. Um, Allegedly, the boss and the bully, unfortunately, might be having to find another dwelling. Again, this is where we talk about not knowing people on here, and people talk a lot and say a lot of things. Last time we checked, he owned his house, is what he said. He owned it. Um, and asking for donations, and I hope he gets them so he can make right what he needs to make right, because nobody needs to be put out or homeless in the winter months, or whatever the case may be. um, uh, but again, we also need to be mindful, right? When you do things and say things, karma comes back. When you was on live and fighting with your person publicly like that, karma comes back, shit like that. So always be mindful. What you do to others will come back to you, and sometimes bite you in your ass or your non-existent ass. And it is what it is. But that's why you can't take people seriously on here. You say you're a boss and a bully making six figures. Well, if you making six figures, honey, you would own a house. If you was making six figures, you wouldn't be behind on rent facing eviction. That's not, you know. Now, granted, you could still make six figures and be bad money managing, right? So that is possible. You could be living way outside of your means, doing other things and putting money other places that not conducive to your living situation. But at the end of the day, we all grown here, right? And the choices you make would be your own. And so when you come up here trying to be funny and trying to crack jokes, I remember, and like I said, I go mostly to everybody's chat for the most part. And I popped in his chat one time, and we didn't have an issue, not that I knew of at all. And he's like, "Why are you in here? You don't need to be in here. Get out of my chat." And like kicked me out. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Like, man, what I do to you?" But okay, cool. I ain't been over there since, because I don't go where I'm not. I'm not a person like that. Like, you ain't got to worry about me ever gracing your channel ever again after that moment. But I say all that to say, people always jump in bandwagons to be like, "Oh, because you don't like that person, not like that person." Be your own person. Be your own individual, right? Like someone or dislike them for your own merit, for your own thoughts, own views, not just jumping on a bandwagon. Because a lot of people seem to do that for whatever reason. But again, I wish you all the best. Hope you because there are programs still, and while they're still available for rental assistance and things of that nature, I advise you to get fill out programs or applications as soon as possible. Now, my suggestion to you would be, sir, to make sure that you use the correct financial records. Because if you go around talking about you a boss and a bully making six figures, you may not be able to get assistance because they will be looking at that and go, well, then if you make this amount of money, why are you now facing eviction? That doesn't make any sense. What's the holdup? What's the problem? Um, you know, being a nurse and all, or whatever. Uh, yeah, but more power to you. I wish you all the best. God bless with that. But yeah, that's all. That's all I think I've observed at this moment in time that I wanted to address or talk about. Um, yeah, I think that was it. I think that's it. I don't think it was too bad. Hopefully, nobody's really in their feelings. I want to thank the fellow content creators for popping in. Thank you all for joining. Hopefully, you had a good time. Wasn't too bad. Yes, just Trish, I had to time you out because you was doing too much. And one thing we're not gonna do over here is that. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. You can do that in other people's chats, but I'm not. This is not pizzas. This is not Brianna's. This ain't none of that over here. All right. So unfortunately, yes, you had to get timed out. And it is what it is. But I appreciate your views. Although the chat did not particularly care for your views, and that's it. But see, that's everybody's right? So yeah, you can come here and state your viewpoint and you agree to disagree, and that's just what it is. It's just what it is. Agree to disagree. We can do that as adults. I can disagree with your point and still feel like coddling or going too much for somebody you don't know. You've been watching for years. You can't tell it by me. Many times as I've been in the chat, I ain't really seen you around like that, but whatever. Oh. So yeah, it was just crazy. But anyway, hope you all had a great Christmas, by the way. Hope Santa or whomever bought you everything your heart desired and more. And all the best on this coming new year. And hopefully, this new year brings you great wealth and prosperity in any way that may be. Wealth is not always a financial thing, but, wealth in love and, creativity, all things, an abundance in all things. And with that, that's all I got. I'll drop the link one more time if anybody wanted to pop up and give any last thoughts. If not, I'm going to go about my business. And let's see. Nope. No, that's the only thing I got. Yep. So that's it. That's all. But if not, I'm going to go about my business and enjoy the rest of my Friday, as you all should do. So hopefully this doesn't, again, hit nobody too hard, because it's not the purpose of these. It's like I'll have a little, oh, that was funny, oh, that was a little shady, but nothing. Like, come on, y'all be taking this too far. Like, y'all all up in your feelings. Oh, he's so angry. I used to watch him, but he's angry. I'm not angry, but y'all don't understand that, and that part gets me with y'all. Y'all feel like it's okay for anybody to say anything about somebody, and their response is supposed to be, oh, well, I'm not going to respond, or, oh, well, that's how they feel about me. No. I return the energy that you give me. If you meet me with a particular energy, I will meet you with that same energy. And if you bringing me unnecessary energy when I didn't bring you no energy, oh, you gonna get it because I didn't bring that to you. So if you want smoke, here it comes. Okay? And that's just, it is what it is. That's it. And now everybody's different, right? And we need to respect that too. Everybody don't handle things a certain way. So what you may be comfortable with somebody doing, somebody else may not. And you, as a watcher, should just respect that. They handle it differently. Now, I do understand some of my supporters do not particularly care, so they don't watch or pop in when things are like, oh, he's going after somebody or somebody must have made him upset. And I respect that. But they know when we get back to business, we're back at business. And we move on. That's it. That's all. That is it. And that is all. All right, guys. So, all right. So I'm about to roll out. Enjoy your Friday. Have an awesome one. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Be warm. And until next time.